What is up, people? I just beat every version of Ocarina of Time, the two GameCubes, the N64, and 3DS. So now I feel confident enough that I will rank these dungeons. All right. I think I played them enough to where, you know, I know a thing or two. I'm not gonna put trash. That's the default one. I'm gonna have to delete. We'll add E and F. I forgot to do that. I should have done that first. E and F. So starting off, Shadow Temple. This is probably my favorite temple in the game. The only thing I can say that's perhaps annoying are those rooms where you go in and there's invisible keys. So that's the entire room is just invisible keys, and you gotta shoot them to progress. You know, a kill room. I think that's probably the only thing like. I like using the eye of truth, lens of truth, whatever. It's fun. It's very sort of. I want to say it's a very combat-focused dungeon, but there's not that much combat. It's actually pretty like this one. I don't know why. I just get through really fast. Like it's pretty linear, I would say. The hover boots are fun. I actually really like the hover boots. I like the atmosphere. You know, there's a lot of memorable things like the boat ride. I think it's just well-designed dungeon. I actually, as I said, the only thing I don't like are the, keys that are invisible. It's kind of silly, you know. Otherwise, I don't have any issues with this dungeon. I think it's solid and my favorite in the game. B. So yeah, Ocarina of Time. Now that I've revealed my favorite, I have to say I think the dungeon designs in this game are pretty standard. So none of them are going to be like A or S, where it's like, wow, mind blowing, like amazing. They're all just pretty standard. I think the other Zelda games definitely have the A and S dungeons. I can't say that Ocarina does. I just think the strength of Ocarina is its pacing. It's probably the best paced Zelda game. Because this was before a time where developers felt the need to just put padding in their games to artificially extend the length. Now they feel the need to do that. This game had limited space. Let's think about this. The game had limited space, right? So they have to be actually careful about what they put in the game, which is why, a lot of older games is just entirely quality content. There's no wasted space. They make everything count. Nowadays, you can sort of, make it however big you want. So, Skyward Sword has that problem and Twilight Princess, where there's just so much padding and the pacing sucks. Even though they might have better dungeon designs than Ocarina, I wouldn't say they're better games just because of the padding. But I do think their dungeons are better. So that's just what I'm saying right off the bat, right? Is that I think Ocarina is a really good game, but the dungeons, they're not my favorite in the series. But, definitely serviceable. But yeah. Bottom E of the well. Yeah, so I guess it counts as a dungeon. It literally has a dungeon map, obviously. But this is one you can just go in, leave after 20 seconds. You fight like the hands guy, do the Ocarina song, and then you can leave. I don't even know what else there is to do in here. Like, good atmosphere though, but you can just be in here for 20 seconds, so I can't really say it's like there's nothing bad, I guess, about it, but it's just what is there to say other than it's a nice atmosphere, I guess. Great Deku Tree. Yeah, that's gonna be a D for me. It's really easy, really short, but especially in the N64 version, not fun to go through again, because especially Navi feels the need to tell you everything. Now in the 3DS version, it's optional, so it improves this dungeon. I even think that climbing might be faster in the 3DS. There's a lot of climbing. There's a lot of pulling and pushing blocks in this dungeon. Not really fun. I do like how it's sort of like the most vertical, it just goes up dungeon. I don't know. It just feels the most vertical to me for some reason. But otherwise, it's not really that creative or anything. It's just, I mean, it's just fine first dungeon, I guess, you know. Dodongo's Cavern. That's gonna be a C for me. Now, why is it a C? I don't know, right? What's the annoyances here? Are there any annoyances? I don't know, you know, the thing is with the Young Link dungeons, there's no keys or anything. You just kind of can go through. You know, you're sort of constantly progressing through them, so I like that about them. Dodongo's Cavern, you know, it's better than Deku Tree for sure. It's actually a pretty good dungeon. I just don't think I can put it in B. A lot of, you know, bombing in this dungeon, like just a whole dungeon just bomb shit with the flower bombs or whatever. So that's, I don't know, kind of gets repetitive, I guess. I don't know, not many amazing ideas. Whatever. So Fire Temple, you know, I used to hate this one. Now I don't. So like 3DS version, I don't know. When I played the 3DS version of this, it was just fun. It was a good time. I think maybe it's just like the game just plays better, so it's harder to fuck up basically. So it kind of improves this dungeon by the fact that it's harder to fuck up, because you know in the actual game you can like fall down like multiple floors, or just fall down. Like if you fall down at the wrong place, then you gotta backtrack. It sucks. And then like the fire that, you know, just comes up at you, it's easier to react to, or it just, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I just got like better at the game or something. But for example, I used to hate this one. Now I don't. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good dungeon. Yeah. Jabu Jabu Belly. Yeah, I'll put that in C as well. This one, not as good. Like, this used to be, like, one of my favorites. Not so much anymore. It is annoying having to carry the shark woman everywhere. Hammerhead shark thing, creature. So, that's probably the most annoying thing, but I do like the... What the hell? Sorry, something weird outside my window. I do like the whole idea, you know, just being in the stomach, and that's the cool thing about Young Link. Obviously, his dungeons are based off the natural world. They're not artificial like Ganon's. So that's pretty cool about them, and so they did a good job with the Jabu Jabu Belly. I guess, you know, it's kind of doing a lot of the same shit. You just boomerang the, like, what are they? Like, what, tentacle things? They're like, I don't know what you call them. I forget what you call them. But you know what I'm talking about? You just boomerang those shits and then you can get through. Mini boss is kind of annoying actually. But he's easy, I don't know. I'm trying to find things to say. I used to really like this one. Nowadays, I don't know, it's sort of more tedious than some of the other ones, I guess, but it's still solid. Still solid dungeon, you know. Forest Temple. Yeah, this one's actually pretty boring for me. Everyone loves the Forest Temple. I don't. You know, especially like the key at the beginning, like if you don't get the key, oh, that's annoying. And just a lot of the areas just look the same. You can, like, I know it well enough to where I can actually just get through and I'm not gonna get lost. But if it's your first time playing, you're definitely gonna get lost, because there's a lot of samey looking places, whole lot of block pushing in that one area. And then you just shoot paintings. Like, that's the whole dungeon. You just shoot paintings, actually, if you think about it. Even the boss at the end is paintings. And to progress, you shoot the ghost paintings. I don't know. Shoot eyeballs. Just a whole lot of shooting, man. But, you know, it could be worse. I don't know. I don't like this one that much. I think it's pretty boring. Like, that's actually my complaint with it. I think the dungeon is boring. It's not even frustrating anymore. I just don't have fun playing it. Not much fun to have in this one. Spirit Temple is great. dungeons temple. It's a temple. These are temples. So I need to stop saying dungeons, obviously. Oh wait, no, they say dungeon map, so this is a dungeon. Yeah, Spirit Temple is a really well designed temple. Don't really care for, you know, having to do this as Link and young Link and adult Link. I don't really care for that. Just kind of slightly tedious, not really, you know. But you do have to like leave the dungeon and come back, which is sort of unusual. Yeah, I think this is a good dungeon. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just really well designed. But there's better like sand temples or dungeons in Zelda history for sure, I would say. Water temple. So the thing with water temples, so obviously it sucks in the N64 one. Everyone knows this because it's hard to, you know, it's not hard. It's just annoying switching between, you know, boots. Really, it's made super easy in the 3DS. So I would actually say it might go from an F to an E just because of the 3DS one. But, you know, it's still really slow. Like, all you have to attack is the hook shot. That's it. You're just hook shotting people underwater. There's no real fun to be had in this temple. Even the boss at the end might be the worst boss in the entire game, like pretty easily. I just don't think there's really any fun to be had in the water temple. So Ice Cavern, I'm gonna do that one first. I think this is the worst one in the freaking game. Really anything good about this dungeon. For some reason you need to bottle up the blue fire. So like if you got fairies in your bottles or something, oh well, that's too bad. You gotta use them with full health so you can use these freaking bottles to progress in the dungeon. It's pretty annoying. Obviously ice is annoying. What's the most annoying is the ice bats. They're the most annoying game enemies in the entire game. The ice keys. And then you got the, I mean, it's obviously, it's not a real dungeon, so it's short, but it is annoying. And then you got that, you just gotta like backtrack, get the frickin' blue fire. I don't know, man. Not a big fan of this. Then you got that one, you know, sliding puzzle. I don't know, I always forget to like get, like I always have to backtrack because I always forget to get the frickin' blue fire, whatever. I think that's the stupidest thing, is that you need to bottle up blue fire. Ganon's Castle, so it's pretty interesting. You know, I would have put this in B before, you know. Once upon a time I would have put it in B. Nowadays I think it's a C because I just played it like 30 minutes ago. So biggest annoying thing is you gotta use tons of magic. So if it's just annoying if you run out of magic. It really just sucks, to be honest. This is the only dungeon where you will have that problem. And then you gotta like, you know, you can't just do the rooms in whatever order you want. You gotta like get the golden gauntlets, which is kind of silly. You know, you got that boring part with Zelda. So like your first time playing this game, this is a cool dungeon, but replaying it, it's not great. It's not great, especially like, you know, I don't know, combat in this game used to be interesting. Maybe it's just like easier in the 3DS version, or like the enemy, I don't know, the enemies are a joke. Like, you know, going up to Ganon, building up to him, you're doing room to room, fighting all like the hardest enemies. Not really. I mean, it's hard to call them hard, but like now, like I played the 3DS version, all the enemies are just a joke in that game. I think maybe, I don't know why. Like I want to say it's easier in 3DS, but maybe it's just the same. Maybe it got better. I don't know. So like I don't know. It's just not really like the Zelda. As I said, it's pretty boring. Just fucking like you just walk, and Zelda follows you and opens stuff. Obviously, this dungeon's trying to have stuff from every dungeon, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. You get to do a little bit of everything in this one. So I really want to put in B, but I had to like leave the temple multiple times because I ran out of magic, which of course yeah, like every room requires like tons of magic. It's silly. And if you want the double magic meter, oh, you gotta actually go in this dungeon first and get the golden gauntlets. It's too bad. Ganon fight at the end is cool. It's a cool fight. So like it's more this dungeon. The strengths are more of the spectacle. It's not the design, right? Like this dungeon looks cool. The Ganon fight looks cool. I mean, even though it's a really easy fight. So like it's quite the spectacle. You know, it's like it's a movie sometimes. It's a movie, especially at the end when you finish it, obviously, or building up, leading up to the dungeon. I don't know. So I mean, I would say it's the best. And see, I can't put it in B anymore. Sorry. Anyway, that's it.